Welcome into Sticks Talk, a weekly Badlands Big Sticks baseball podcast. I'm Brian Preece, and today we're joined by Big Sticks right-handed pitcher Kyler Beekman. And Kyler, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Kyler, just a little bit of background for the fans about you coming out here this season. You had a chance to make 2 appearances out of the bullpen in that season opening series against Spearfish. You've been typically a closer in your career at Doane University. And then after those 2 appearances, we went out to Pier and playing the Oahe Zap, where you got your first start of the season, actually your first start since April of 2022. Tell me, what that experience was like. You go out there and you end up throwing 7 shutout innings, 13 strikeouts, you allowed 2 hits. Were there any nerves leading up to that appearance?
I mean, it's a little different. Like, the mentality is a little different, but the hardest part for me was warming up, finding that routine again. It's a little different being a closer. You don't have as much time to warm up and stuff. So just finding that routine, kind of the mental talk before the games. It wasn't really too much nerves. I look at my wristband every time before I pitch, and it's got making memories on it. So I just view it as I'm making memories. So I try to, that eases my nerves quite a bit. So.
Oh, I actually really like that. So what helped you be so effective in that start? Or was there anything that you did differently? You talked about trying to find that routine, which can be really hard when you've been so focused on coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah. I mean, remind me of the question again.
You're
Sorry.
Good. Just what helped you be so effective in that start?
Yeah. Okay, so I just try to command the zone with 3 pitches. Every pitch, I'm coming at guys. I don't try to pitch around guys. I view being aggressive as one of the bigger parts of my game that helps me out a lot. So I just try to go at hitters with all 3 of my pitches and just try to be in and around the zone. Even if I miss, I want to make it a competitive miss, because then maybe if it's a little closer, the umpire gives me a call that he wouldn't give a pitcher who's maybe a little more wild around the zone. So I just try to be effective with each of my pitches in the zone.
So what about just longevity and being able to get out there after coming out of the bullpen for so long? You end up throwing 94 pitches through 7 innings. How'd you feel afterwards?
Honestly, my arm feels pretty good. Body is a little sore just from throwing so many pitches. But I mean, my past 2 years at Doane, I was a starter my freshman year, and then last year I was kind of long relief, closer a little bit. But I mean, I have some background throwing more pitches and in appearances, so that kind of helps me out. And then just focusing on recovery after that helps out quite a bit too.
So tell us about where you're from, a little bit of background. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to high school?
Yeah, so I'm from Elkhorn, Nebraska. It's a suburb of Omaha, and I went to Elkhorn High School there in Nebraska. Graduated in 2020.
And we were just talking about kind of the pride of baseball in the region and how growing up, you've watched it grow and people enjoying the sport near Omaha, where the College Baseball World Series is. How did you end up getting into baseball? What was the impetus for you?
Yeah, so my grandpa, Beekman, actually, and then my dad were 2 just huge baseball fans. So they'd take me to games just around the area, and then going to high school games. My mom was a teacher, so just being tied to high schools and being around the sport, I mean, it helped me out. I started playing when I was maybe 5, just t-ball and stuff in Elkhorn, and then my love for the game just has kind of grown ever since then. So,
have you always been a pitcher? Did you play positions when you were younger?
Yeah, so I was actually recruited to college as a 2-way, so I played first and third, and then I pitched as well. And then freshman year after the fall, I kind of just wanted to focus on pitching because I saw myself having a more immediate impact on the mound. So that was kind of the decision to switch there.
So if Coach Jordan Price comes to you and says, what do you want to do today? What would be the first thing that comes to mind, your favorite role on a baseball team?
Oh, geez. Honestly, I mean, I like closing. I mean, it means a lot. You come in big time situations, the team is kind of riding you, you're riding the team, you know that they got your back and I got their back. So I like closing. I like being in those big moments for sure.
So you like being the guy that your team leans on, and you like that pressure, the weight on your shoulders. Okay,
for sure.
So you've spent the last 3 years at Doane University with the Doane Tigers. How did you end up there?
So out of high school, I was COVID year, didn't have senior year, so I kind of relied on teams around the area who had seen me play. I went to a few camps, but Doane had been on me since maybe my sophomore year, I want to say. So that connection. And they just kind of, I mean, they were always on me, asking me how games were going, asking me how I was feeling and how I thought like starts went and games went. So just that connection over time, like it grew. And Coach Oltmans and Coach Engel had a really good vision, and I mean, I bought in, and everyone else on the team has bought in. We've kind of turned the program around the last 3 years, so it's been super fun.
One of your teammates up there at Doane is here with you in the Big Sticks,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Osborne.
Yep.
Do you have any anything you can tell us, a little dirt you can dish on Joe without him being in the house here?
Sliders in the dirt. No, I'm kidding. But no, Joe's a great guy, and he was actually a big reason why I came up here. He kind of sold it to me. I wasn't going to come up here at the start. I was going to go back and work landscaping and just play like men's league like I had the past 2 summers. But I'm excited to be here. It's been great so far.
What are you enjoying about Dickinson?
The people. I mean, I'm a big people person. I want to be a teacher after I graduate, so I enjoy meeting new people and all the new experiences that come with being in Dickinson and playing for the Big Sticks. So.
Particular subject you want to teach?
I'm a special education major, so I want to work with students in special education.
All right, fantastic. Well, Kyler, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And you can find all Badlands Big Sticks content at youtube.com at Badlands Big Sticks, or on any social media platform. That's going to be your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or Twitter. Just search for Badlands Big Sticks and follow the Big Sticks throughout the 2023 season.